Alright guys, it's finally time that we faced the inevitable fate of the direction that the Division 2 builds are going in. I tried to express this a long time ago. It all started when the capacitor came out, and then after that, the Picaro's holster. Then after that, the fact that you have to be 3 skill tiers or more to jam a tier 6 skill. So obviously the devs are trying to tell us something. The devs are trying to tell us that they want skills, hybrids, and builds of this matter to be viable. No matter how strong they are, they can be countered. That's the fact. I don't think the Division 2 devs made this game in a way that is specifically for DPS and tank builds, where you just stack a whole bunch of armor and DPS and go at it. Whoever kills the other person first wins in a 1v1 grudge match with no versatility whatsoever. I think that this game has far more of a vision than that. And like I said, it all started with the capacitor back in the day, because now it doesn't require any weapon cores to hit hard with a skill build. All you need are skill tiers and armor cores. Speaking of which, the capacitor gives you 7.5% weapon damage for each skill tier you have. With that, your skills being strong, so you have support of your skills. And then they added the Picaro's holster that gives you an extra free skill tier with 15% weapon damage. That's crazy. Then you have the Ninja Bike bag, which allows you to stack other brand pieces to make it even stronger. Now, what compelled me to make this video is when I seen this new Steelworks brand set. The 3-piece gives you a free skill tier. I've been showing you a couple of builds on this PTS. I showed you what the new 𝐿 looks like as kind of like a tank build, but I'm going to save this build for when after the patch comes out. I'm sorry. The build is so great, I don't feel like I can reveal it to you yet. And plus, they might change a few things. So I want this to be the purest build to come out when the patch launches. But I will tell you, the fact that it's giving us an extra skill tier is why I said we have to accept what's happening in this game. I'm not saying that all that the Division 2 devs are doing is making this game a skill and hybrid catered game. You can very easily make tank builds. You can very easily make DPS builds. The point is they're trying to make it well-rounded so that everything works equally. What do you think this Project Resolve is for? They're increasing the health value so that you can survive longer in fights. They're creating diminishing returns so that you're not as OP as a skill status user, which inadvertently makes healing better because they're adding hazard protection to the repair skills. They've added enamel kits so that you can survive better in fights. It looks like a well-rounded update that's making everything viable. So it's time to face the music and see what the reality of these builds are. If you're allowed to have 4 free skill tiers, then what is that telling you? You can use 4 separate resources to allow yourself to get 4 free skill tiers for an insane skill hybrid build. This will definitely compete with something like the 𝐤𝐳𝐫𝐿 tank DPS build people are talking about, or Fox's Contractor's DPS build. It can compete with everything. So it's allowing for a well-rounded update that helps every build. Everybody's going to be happy. Not everyone wants to use a tank build. Not everyone wants to use a DPS build. And not everyone likes hybrids as much as I do. I think they're the most well-rounded builds in the game. And I just feel like with all these skills that we have, it just goes to waste when they're used as something to just be tossed away, or something that's not going to be as effective in battle. Because with 1 skill tier or 0 skill tiers, they offer almost no value except for like the EMP sticky bomb or the decoy. But when you're talking about turrets, drones, seeker mines, the other sticky bomb variants, all of that stuff is pretty much useless. They have super high cooldowns and they're just not viable on DPS builds. So it just makes sense to have brand sets and gear sets that allow those things to be viable. So it's kind of impossible to be in denial about skill builds and hybrids. Like, I think I was the only one who made a skill build guide for the incursion that came out. It was using an actual viable build to get through the incursion in a reasonable time. So I'm just happy that they're doing this because I realize what's going on right now. But some people still feel like skill builds and hybrids are kind of niche for whatever reason with all the skills that we have. All I'm saying is that we need to accept what's happening here. There's a huge evolution of builds that's going on, and it's not just benefiting what I'm talking about in the realm of skills. It's benefiting everything, allowing for everybody to be happy. And I think this is epic. So, like I said, I'm not going to show you the build. I'm just showing you the gameplay right now. It's insane. And I want you to speculate on which build I'm using down below. When this patch rolls out, I'm going to make a build with everything that we have in the game, from the new gear set ages to the brand set to the new weapons. Even those gloves that everyone is saying are trash, because I actually have a use for them, believe it or not. So like I said, down below, I want you to comment and tell me what build you think I'm using with the new brand sets. I would like to see where your theory crafted minds are going with this. And that'll do it for this one. Also, tell me your views about what I said today, and like the video if you enjoyed this conversation. Also, subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.